man.
I saw you with a flower today. Don't worry. No one's gonna say anything or do anything. It's just,
I'm not worried. But she just gave me a flower. It doesn't mean anything. I mean, like, I appreciate it. It's a flower, but she got me the flower. I don't understand. I didn't ask for a flower.
Okay. I'm just. Pardon me. Excuse me. Take it all back. You're an asshole. Okay, you're an asshole. So it's okay.
Hi, I'm Dr. Drew, and this is Dr. Drew After Dark. Please be advised that Dr. Drew After Dark may contain sexually oriented content and be unsuitable for young children.
Hey, everyone. Welcome to Dr. Drew After Dark. Keep those emails coming. They are genius. I tell you, drdrewafterdark@gmail.com, and also the voice messages, which we cannot get enough of, 818-253-1693. My admiration and affection for the Your Mom's House world grows by the week. I swear to God. I whenever I interact with people that are fans of this world, they are welcoming and lovely and gentlemen. Well, first of all, Booth Boys, how are you guys doing?
Doing great, Drew. Thanks for asking.
Hey, yo.
How are you doing?
We got a lot to talk about.
Okay,
got a whole lot
okay.
of stuff going on. But the one thing that keeps coming back at me lately, and gentlemen, maybe you kind of flush this out for me, is particularly the women of Your Mom's House world, not exclusively so, but particularly so, are fascinated not just with Susan and my relationship, but with the four of us, like how Tom and me and Christina and Susan and how that all works, which I find kind of astonishing, which is why at some point along the way here, I want to get a phone call in from Christina to kind of explore that a little bit. Is that coming down the road a possibility?
Quite possibly.
Okay.
I'll hit her up and see if she's available.
All right. That would be good. But help me out, guys. Why is that so fascinating to people?
Well, yeah, because, I mean, Drew, like, if you think about it, it's, whether it be you and Susan or Tom and Christina, I think what people are seeing is they're seeing relationship goals.
They they
see you and they're like, because how long have you been with Susan for?
Since we were 24, and we're in our 60s now. So, yes, I would recommend it. I would recommend it as a model.
Is that 36 years?
No, it's 40 years. It's actually 40 years.
Oh, wow. I was way off.
It's like
46. All right.
It's like we're heading in on 35 married. We're married at 91, so...
So yeah, so I mean, think about it that way: is that they and you guys are so into each other still. Your rapport is amazing. You got it's just everything about you guys. Just like I want to, be like that when I'm older.
But if it wasn't just us, it's something about the four of us. Because think about it this way: Christina started this Michigas over at where my mom's at. You know what I'm saying? She is like the like the witches in Macbeth. She's like the shit stirrer. And I see what she's doing to Tom, which is kind of one of the reasons I want to throw her into me and Susan to see if she can stir a little shit here. She's the world's best shit stirrer. You know what I mean? You don't realize she's doing it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know she's doing it, right?
Yeah. She's She could teach a master class.
Yeah, and she knows she's doing it, but it's always like, well, I wonder what, and then it's like some bomb is exploding between two people or in Tom's head or whatever, and it's interesting. And so anyway, she started the shitstorm that we're in now, and then Susan and I just kept exploring from there. So I kind of get it. I kind of get why people are interested in that. And I also feel like, I mean, the ultimate content, we meaning Annie and Nadav and Susan and I have a sort of bi-month or every 6 weeks or so we get together for dinner.
Yeah.
A steak. We have a steak every 6 to 8 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry for the vegans amongst you. This is Texas after all. And I feel like something like that needs to happen, but bring Christina and Tom in, something like that. Also down the road, we had Mike Catherwood at our last dinner, and he'll be showing up here down the road, so look forward to that, those of you that are old Loveline fans. And so, Annie's kind of quiet today. Now, I understand Annie's been sick. What's going on, my friend?
Yeah, it's, just on...
You're going to answer for him, too? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I got sick this weekend. It was not COVID. This man is so embarrassed.
Dude, wait a minute.
What's up?
This is the highest Annie's ever been for this show. I just want to point it out. Either it's today or you've been smoking a shit ton of weed leading up to this. You've got the weed laugh today, which you don't normally have.
Let me just tell you, man.
Good for you. I don't care.
I had a good night, my man.
It was last night. Okay, it's good for you. I'm happy for you. this is as good for me as the throw up lady, the gag couple. But okay. So did that help you get over your illness? Did it make you feel better, or just was you were already better and it was a good night?
The weed smoking?
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't weed smoking, but
oh, there's definitely weed in the mixture, dude. Like more than usual. That's all I'm saying.
yeah, it was just a good weekend. I forgot the question, honestly.
Well, how's your illness doing?
Oh, how's my illness? Oh, I'm better, dog.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm good to go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see that. I see it. But what
yes,
was that? Just a plain old little upper respiratory infection, pharyngitis, something, little virus.
Oh, what was the sickness? The sickness. I don't know. I was stuffy. It was super congested, and then then
Nadav sent you into isolation. I know until you tested negative, which you repeatedly did.
Yes, sir. Yes,
and
sir.
I announced on the way in this morning. So my wife dropped me off here this morning, and I said, and he's going to be in. I know it. COVID ain't got shit for him.
Hell no.
Yeah. Even if it's COVID, it'll be all better by now.
I'm COVID proof, baby.
It seemed to be, and some people are. There is such a thing. There is such a thing. But the reason I want to just sort of bring up my wife's delivering me here today. She comes into your house and 3 minutes don't go by before she brings up ghosts, in spite of how disturbing that is for any.
Yeah, man. Can you stop her with that shit?
Right?
Come on, dog.
What did she say this time? I saw how it affected you. I didn't hear what she said. I just know the ghost talk started immediately.
I don't know, man. She says something about like, oh, there was the flash of a camera and then there was static and all of a sudden we're like, oh, we were talking about God and spirits. I'm like, you're doing it right now. Why are you going to repeat it?
Oh, my God.
It's like you watching the damn fish.
But she brought you a flower.
She did bring me a flower. That was very nice. I felt very cute.
Good.
So,
and we all took
shout
pictures. But then she kept with the ghost shit and looking for anytime lights flicker in your house, you're gonna unfortunately think of her and what she said and all this stuff. So,
bro, it's already a thing, man. Nadav did it the other day. This motherfucker, I was in the other room, picking up a camera or something. He was just like, "Are you in the set B?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "I see something moving." I'm like, "Could you fucking with this?"
The air was on.
You know how it upsets him. You know how bad.
Were fluttering.
Nadav, you get how it affects him, right? You know.
Yeah, but I also don't give a shit. You know?
Yeah, dude. This is here we are.
Documented. Documented.
So here we are back again. You supposed to be a good friend, and then throwing him under the bus again.
Yep. Unlike your true friend who saved you.
So I'm a bad friend when I don't feed into this fucking ghost shit. But when any lets someone spike my drink, that's like, Nadav, get over it. Quit being a pussy. Drew, you gotta I don't understand these boundaries.
Let's start with the ghost stuff. Certainly, you hearken from a heritage that has no ghost shit about the background. The Jews and our heritage in the background, lots of ghost stuff. Lots of ghost talk.
Oh yeah, we got tons of ghosts.
Yeah, so you get that it's in the lexicon. Now, it doesn't freak you out the way it freaks any out, but let's be respectful. This is his house. I feel like we could talk about it a lot more liberally once we get to the new studios. Yeah, thank you. All right, let's table it.
No, it's.
I got so much other shit, guys.
All right, yeah, let's get into
I got so much stuff.
Right, yeah, fuck this ghost shit. Let's go.
I got so much stuff, but I want to get to some emails. You guys have great emails and great voice messages. I really was thinking when I was coming into Austin, I was thinking, I cannot wait to do something useful. People are a little freaked out. By people, I mean, people in my life and people around my life about Susan and my frank conversations. So I thought I'd like to get back a little bit to the helping guys out. So here we go. Where's my foreplay? I'm Emily, 30-year-old female with a high sex drive. I'm in a healthy relationship, having sexy time. My boyfriend, unfortunately, sexy time doesn't happen as often as I'd like. I'm always the one initiating. I enjoy being touched down there, and he usually will just cut to the chase. I'm not the one pleasuring him. If I'm not the one pleasuring him, what are some ways I can get to be more involved, interested in initiating fun time? Oh, my goodness. Initiating fun time with my lady bits. For reference, we have sex about once a week. Well, Emily, twice a week is sort of average. Like 1.5 times a week is actually average for many couples that are well established.
1.5?
Yeah, 1.5 to 2. But 1.5, mathematically, it just sort of works out.
Oh, okay. It's not just like a.
No, there's no half
edging
time. There's no scissoring or anything. But this sort of sucks what she's talking about here. I mean, the fact that I've always confused when guys won't take directions. Gentlemen, just any you may not necessarily agree with this, but let me just hear me out. Hear me out. You aim to please.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. And so if somebody has a specific request, we want to hear it.
Oh, my God. I need to hear it.
Right.
I need to hear it.
Thank you. I need to, too, Eddie.
Yeah.
And Nadav, you're not as ringing in with quite so much enthusiasm here. Yes?
Well, I was nodding my head vigorously.
Okay, all right, good. All right, So we want, and usually we only need a couple of nudges, right? We don't need to be told many times. We'll get right to it. Yeah. So I'm guessing she hasn't been made it clear. And the other thing you've got to be with males is you have to be explicit. You have to go, I need sex 3 times a week. We need like specific directions. And here's what foreplay is to me. When we hear foreplay, we just figure, just the tip or something. We can go, who knows where we go with our ideas of foreplay. For women, sometimes foreplay means dinner. And you have to be super, super, super clear if that's important to you. And weirdly, I don't know why God put this in place, but women feel somehow like they're spoiling it if they're explicit like that. Like, I shouldn't have to. You have to. We're wired a little differently, and this guy in particular is wired differently. He wants to just get right to it. He thinks that's what you want. Do you guys agree with me?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the less experience you have, that you think that basically until you get that everyone is different, you assume that everyone wants what you want. So if you're turned on, you're like, this is great.
Okay. So we are as men, we are this whole gender neutrality and everyone's the same and stuff gives men the message that whatever they're experiencing sexually is what women experience, and it's not the same. One thing I came to late in life is that much of our sexual erotic energy is exclusively in and around the penis, while for women, it's distributed all over their body. Did you guys know that?
Right, the old androgynous zones, right?
Well, whatever they used to talk about in the 60s and 70s, but I think it's just
chakras and such.
Well, and he was kind of giggling all knowingly. What are you thinking there?
I don't know. I'm just picturing all over her body. I don't know.
Yeah, that's right. And and you have to. That's exactly right. And so it's literally distributed. And so for us, we think, that's where it's all happening, is on the genitalia. If you do that, you're missing a lot of the experience for a female. Remind me to bring this up with my wife.
Did she skip the foreplay with you, Drew?
No, she taught me this.
Not skip foreplay.
And I think she might have a lot to say about it, is all I'm saying. So we can learn something.
A good woman is behind every good man that fucks right is a good woman. You know what I'm saying? You can't know unless you're taught. They teach you the way, bro.
They teach you to fuck right.
They teach you the way. Shout out to women.
Who is it? Who we shouting out to?
Just women in general.
Women in general. Do we have somebody we should specifically thank in your camp? Is there a name? Thank you, Wendy. Thank you, Sarah.
First name, second names, last names.
We could just use
Mrs. Robinson.
Right. Just use my God, initials. Oh, my brain.
Hey, they know who they are.
Okay. All right. Good. Hey, Hitler. Now I thought my ass was tip top Magoo. You're not from your mom's house.
Just means pristine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that your mom's house saying?
I think I've heard Joey Diaz say that a lot.
Okay. However, after asking then good, you are from your mom's house. Asking my boyfriend and my sister if they experienced the same sensation when they browned, I realized I might be full of ass, essentially. Every time that I need to brown, I get goosebumps on my booty cheeks. Am I messed up, or are the caboose bumps normal? Keep feathering it.
He's saying when they need to take a shit, then they get.
He has so-called goosebumps or pileoerection is really technically what's going on. You have a little muscle believe it or not, on your pore that attaches a muscle that attaches to your hair follicle that causes the hair to stand up and the follicle to sort of create a little bump. And that happens, that's what's called an autonomic stimulation. And any kind of visceral stimulation can cause that kind of thing. So it's normal in the sense that when you have a visceral activation of the rectum, it can stimulate all kinds of weird, you can sweat, you can get a runny nose, you can, things that's shifting your tone of your autonomic nervous system is literally what's happening there. So speaking of which, speaking of brown, I had another episode of diverticulitis. Which kicked the shit out of me this time. I'm still at about 85%, maybe 90% right now. Now, Nadav, you've told your story of woe on this show before, yes?
Yeah.
Let's tell it briefly again. So you've had this really for reals.
Right. Like I had a diverticulitis where they needed to operate on me. I've told the story on Honeydew, I believe, but essentially I would get sick once every couple months, then once every month.
And by sick, what was the experience?
Like I'd be like a fever, chills, stuff like that.
Weak?
Yeah, super weak, super fatigued to the point where, because what diverticulitis is there's just pockets along your digestive tract or your colon or whatever. And so food starts accumulating in those pockets and starts getting infected, and then just a little bit will start going to the bloodstream, and then what
happens is it leaks into the peritoneum. You ever heard of peritonitis, which is like an emergency? Well, it's localized peritonitis that your body kind of walls off, can turn into an abscess, can clear it, can be all kinds of things that are happening there locally. I think I've got some abscesses or something because this is getting like I don't know.
Right, you've had a couple episodes in the last 12 months.
Well,
right?
Yes, I've had 2 in the last 8 months that have been really nasty, and so I want to get the operation that you had. That is my plan.
When was the last time you had a colonoscopy?
I'm having one in 2 weeks.
I'd say I'd like to get in there, take a look around.
Well, but you don't really see
we could get out.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's a necessary part of staging for the surgery. But you don't get to see outside. Remember about inside the body and outside the body. So diverticulitis is outside the body. Is inside the body. A colonoscopy, the entirety of looking through the colon is outside the body.
Hold on, you said the colon is.
The lumen. Ooh, I'm distorting myself. The lumen, the tube. The fiber optic instrument that is the colonoscopy instrument goes down the tube, the hole in the center, which is outside the body.
The hole in the center.
It blows up the colon and looks around. Maybe just take a picture. Get a colonoscopy image up there. Colonoscopy colon or whatever. But because you're inside the lumen, you can't see what's going on outside. Let's see, image. No. They're on the far right. Okay, that's all outside the body. That picture, that's blown up with air. The instrument pushes air in, so you can look around and see polyps and tumors and things. And you go all the way up to the cecum, and that's it. The ileocecal valve you can often see and stuff. But you see how if there was a look at diverticuli, colonoscopy diverticuli. And you'll see the pockets, but you can't see what's inside the body. I'm certain everybody's fascinated by this medical lecture. Losis is fine. Or lie. Yeah, there you go. Let's see. Okay, on the upper left, there. You see all those little pockets, right?
Yeah.
That's bad diverticulosis. That's nasty. I'm hoping I don't look like that, because you could even see that in that case, you can see that there's some scarring that's actually distorting the nice round lumen or the triangular lumen that you normally see in the colon. But you can't see outside the body. I mean, inside the body. You can't see outside the colon. And that you have to get a CAT scan or an MRI. So I'm guessing that's in my future. So I want to get back to the operation. How was it? How was it? Was it long to recover from? Because I'm sick of this. I'm tired of it. I want to feel myself again. This knocks the shit out of me every time I have it.
I mean, I would actually compare it to Potter's cyst that we operated on.
You mean it was really fast recovery?
Well, I mean, a similar recovery in that, like, you have an abscess, because they did an arthroscopy. Is that right?
They did a laparoscopy. They did it without cutting you in the middle.
Right. Like they just made like 2 or 3 small
I love
incisions.
it. I love that. I want to make sure. I don't really know technically how often they can do laparoscopy versus what's called a coeliotomy. So that's one of the things I want to know. So good, right. You had a laparoscope. So even though you were an emergency procedure, did you need a colostomy?
Well, because we did a colectomy. So no, I didn't need a colostomy.
So sometimes when it's infected, you have to bring a colostomy up, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to finish this infection before I did.
But I will say that it kind of took a while to be able to get to surgery, like, performance, because when I first got hospitalized, they had no idea what was causing it.
Yeah.
So I was super inflamed. I was in the hospital for like 10 or 12 days.
Yeah.
And then by the time they figured out what it was, they're like, all right, well, you have way too much inflammation for us to even operate on. So you need to wait now 6 months till you calm down.
Oh, 6 months later.
And I had to be on what's the
Flagyl and Cipro?
Food maps? No.
Oh, FODMAP diet.
Yeah, I had to be on a FODMAP diet for those 6 months.
Oh my God, that's so interesting. You're giving me a lot of good information. This is interesting.
Well, Dr. Nadav's here to help.
Yeah, and I appreciate it because I was looking for this so that means I'll probably have to wait 4 to 6 months myself before I get this thing.
You got to get all your inflammation.
God damn it, I got to make sure I don't get it again in the meantime, which is thus the FODMAP diet, which is sort of what I follow anyway. The fact that I got it again, one of the curious things,
right? Because you're a carnivore, so it's like who knows? Maybe your inflammation's already pretty down.
Well, and one of the curious things about these last 2 episodes of two of the last 3, they both followed COVID. So I've had COVID twice, and exactly 2 weeks after COVID, I got diverticulitis. Isn't that interesting?
Dr. Nadav wants to kind of get a cause and effect here, and I have to think these two are related.
I would think they're related. We can't prove it, but it's interesting. So it knocks down the immune system or something. So
and it fucks
your
around
body
with
can't
inflammation
control
also,
it. Yeah,
right?
yeah. So who knows? So anyway, tell me about the surgery. Because that's the thing I'm putting off. I'm like, God damn, I don't want that surgery. But I also don't want a colostomy. And if I go in when I'm really infected, that's a possibility. And when I told Mrs. Pinsky that, she's like, get the damn surgery. So she does not want a patient with a colostomy.
Yeah. I mean,
now, this just proves that I love her more than she loves me. Because she could have a colostomy and it would still be on. You understand? You understand, gentlemen? Annie, do I have amen? Annie, you get me?
I don't know what a colostomy is.
Oh, that's
What's
unfortunate.
That?
Let's show him.
Oh, cool.
It's when
I feel like I don't want to
no, let's show him first.
It's when you can't use
no,
your butt.
Let's show him. I'll describe it to him. But let's see him get the image first. I want to bias him with any description of what it is.
Okay.
You understand? All right, here we go. Colostomy. I'm only seeing you guys, so I can't.
No.
You got to switch me to the.
I got you.
Yeah.
So you see, Annie,
okay.
The butt stops.
Okay,
working.
the man, the picture of the man there, the actual picture. Yeah. You see what's happening there? That's an ileostomy. They bring the ileum up to the surface. You'll be on the other side, and you bring colon up, but it's still the same idea. You're bringing the bowel to the surface, so everything heals inside. And then you hook it back up again afterwards. But
right. You can't use your butt for a while, so they move your butt to your stomach.
Exactly. Annie, you still with me?
You have a bag.
You still with me, Annie?
Man, what's the fucking question?
Do you want this?
No, man. I'm out, bro. I'm out. We good.
Did you know there was such a thing as this?
No, man. I didn't need to know.
Okay. Well, you do need. We need to bring you into the real world, my friend. You won't be worrying about ghosts once I finish with you. You'll be thinking what could actually happen to you. So anyway, that's an ileostomy, and I would have a colostomy. It would be a different site.
Wait a minute.
What?
If that's like your butt, technically, does it like?
It shits. Yes.
No, not that.
You don't need a wipe
with the shit. No.
Oh, he's talking about sex. He wants to have anal sex with the ileostomy. That has been.
Is that possible?
Isn't that in the?
You want that?
No, hang on. Isn't that in the Rocky Horror Picture Show? Isn't there something about that?
Where someone fucks a colostomy bag wound? No.
Well, there's some crazy movie where that is discussed. And it's probably a Charlie Waters thing. Was that his name? Chuck Waters? Something Waters. Like
John Waters?
John Waters, like Pink Flamingo or something. And Annie, your brain evidently is not that unusual. Though I've always thought it was a little unusual.
No, it's unusual.
Men think that way. Men think that way. Yes.
I don't think a lot of men
not
see
a good idea.
Colostomy and are like, I want to put my dick in that.
Not a good idea.
I wasn't even saying put my dick in it. I'm just wondering if it was like if it could be sensitive, and so you could like kind of use it.
Oh
like,
no.
Nothing
No?
Like that.
No?
Okay, well that's not.
Oh, that's a great idea.
No.
See, Annie wants to please his partner. See how that works? He just wants to make somebody happy.
Foreplay, baby.
No, yeah,
Good for
they'll
you,
love
man.
this, dude.
Good for you, my friend.
I still want to make her feel like a person. Okay. Because she looks like a fucking alien. I love her.
You hear the wee laugh?
What a mensch you are.
Well, our friends at Liquid IV, I'm a big fan of oral fluid replacement. We've got great products like Liquid IV, and they taste great. They contain 5 essential minerals, 3 times the electrolytes of traditional sports drinks, made with premium ingredients, non-GMO, gluten-free. That's right, what makes Liquid IV so effective. Cellular transport technology, they call it, designed to enhance rapid absorption of fluids and key ingredients into the bloodstream. This is how oral fluid replacement should work. 1 stick of Liquid IV and 16 ounces of water hydrates faster and more effectively than water alone. Water alone is not fluid. It's just water. You need something in the fluid to replace volume. Liquid IV has donated over 19 million servings globally. Grab Liquid IV in bulk nationwide at Costco, or you can get 25% off when you go to liquidiv.com and just use that code Dr. Drew at checkout. That's 25% off anything you order. Use promo code Dr. Drew at liquidiv.com. Experience better hydration today at liquidiv.com. Promo code Dr. Drew. So get me back to the surgery, my friend. So how was the recovery?
So it was because I don't know if this is normal for all of these operations, but I definitely needed to have a drain in there for a while. So
it can be, yeah. So you had a Jackson. They pulled that out all of a sudden. One day you went in, they went whoosh, yanked it out.
Well, no. So I had it going for a while, and then I think that site got infected for a bit.
Oh my God!
So then they're like, all right, well, let's just squeeze all the infection out of this, and then take out the drain.
Oh boy!
And then I had to.
So you had complications.
It sounds like it.
Yeah.
I thought that was just kind of par for the course.
No,
it sounds like it's not.
No, you must have been they must have found an abscess when they went in there.
I mean, I was really sick.
During that whole recovery, were you in the hospital the whole time?
I was in the hospital for 12 days the first time, and then about, I think, a week the second time.
God damn it! I don't want to have this operation anymore. And I guess they found an abscess when they went in there. Is that true?
Well, yeah. So they found there was a 10-centimeter tract in my colon.
Okay.
Where they were like, "This is rough, but this is literally the only place that we're seeing the pockets." So
no. I understand they took out 10 centimeters, but there must have been alongside of it something infected, which is why they put the drain in. I'm suspecting.
Well, I don't know if the drain was part of the plan initially. But then once they took the drain out, then you have to do like the, stuff it with gauze, switch it out every day until it closes up on its own. That wasn't fun.
So as long as, I'm less enthusiastic about this.
And I had a PICC line after that first visit.
For the IV antibiotics.
Yeah, for about like 2 weeks.
So, Mr. Potter and I had another experience together. Are you aware of this?
Are you talking about what you did last time you were here? Oh, yeah. All right. Let me take this colostomy off the screen.
So Annie can come back into his body. so that's funny. So
are you talking about the
I can't
the
remember
thing?
the neck thing. Had that happened?
Yeah,
last time
we did that on the show.
Oh, that's right. He called in. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, there was more to it.
Yeah?
It went on. I saw him in my office about a week ago.
How'd that go?
Good. I'm glad he's a good patient. Believe it or not, when he's actually in a once he has insurance and he's not so scared and he's sort of in a structured environment, he's like once direction he takes it, and he should be seeing an ENT like right about now to have I think today to having definitive procedure done.
ENT
so,
for people at home. That's
which is a otolaryngologist, ear, nose, and throat specialist, neck. So I sent him to somebody that was one of my psych interns way back in the day, and now she's a very fine neck surgeon. And so we'll see how that goes. But back to I'm almost done with diverticulitis. Let me just say that this episode in particular bonded me to Annie. Yeah,
to Annie.
It did.
Oh, why?
I had the
What happened?
I
diverticulitis
wanted information from you, and you and I already share that. But it was that because I was obstructed by all the infection, I didn't have a bowel movement for 10 days.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And
How
it was
did it feel, dog?
Not good.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
It was not good. And because I had all that inflammation down there, it was also painful.
Oof.
So I had to do stuff to get things through. That was not, I didn't dig it. I don't understand the ninja colon that you've got. It seems unpleasant to me.
That's how it starts, man. You figure it out, you get used to it, and then eventually it's normal. And
you
then,
get control over it. So was it painful for you at the beginning?
It was impossible for me in the beginning. Like as a kid, I couldn't do it because I wasn't my muscles weren't strong enough. So
slow down now. So as a kid, how long would you make it before what would you have an accident or would you run to the toilet?
Yeah. Like I used to shit my pants like in school. I did it multiple times. Yeah.
Whoa, dude.
Yeah.
It was because
until what age?
Fuck. I mean, I was in like third grade, so.
Thank you for sharing.
I don't know.
But that's a lot to a third, an 8-year-old boy, 9-year-old boy. 9-year-old boy, that would be like, oh my God, shattering. So because there was so much you were trying to get into shape there, was it a large delivery?
Well, it wouldn't all come out. It would just be like, I just couldn't hold it all in, so there'd be like some that would kind of just pinch out, and then now I just feel like shit.
Okay,
right,
now
there's a
like
metric ton that's coming out, and just a little bit came.
So what would you do? Would you excuse yourself, or would you wait for recess, or what would you do?
There's multiple things.
Okay.
So, I used to do it, because it would always happen at the end of the day, because in the morning you're fine, but by the end of the day you ate so much that you need to. So then it would happen, but by the end of the day, I was in like a YMCA type thing, like after.
So it was like a daycare thing.
Yeah.
So would you be running around and it would happen, or would you be sitting at a desk?
Doesn't matter.
So you have all experiences.
Yeah. But
was there ever like a bad one where it kind of rolled out?
They were all bad. It was fucking. It smells instantly, even if a little bit comes out.
Of course,
everyone smells it, but. I used to just blame other people for it, and I got a lot of people in trouble. Yeah. Jesse's the worst. I'm sorry, Jesse. I fucked that nigga up. That was rude. It was pretty bad.
Was Jesse a friend of yours, or was he just somebody you bullied?
Not after that. No, he was.
So should we call Nadav doing a Jesse when he strikes your drinks? Is that doing a Jesse?
You mean call me?
No.
I'm not spiking anything of Ennie's. Ennie's spiking my shit.
Oh, that's right. The other way around. Should we call you a Jesse?
No.
When you do that shit? Okay,
no.
Okay.
Wait. Why would I call me no Jesse?
Because you're throwing me in front of a train.
You're
and that's what
doing
you
a
did to
Jesse. You're doing a Jesse. Just a code name for somebody, acting out
you're
their
just
shit on somebody
projecting
else.
Jesse onto me.
Exactly.
And then you're like, I'm gonna make this Nadav's.
Man, I'm confused.
Okay, it's not that.
I'm having a bit of a rough time.
It's a good because it's not a good analogy. Okay, so poor Jesse got the blame. Aggressively. This is your antisocial stuff, right?
That was probably one of the first that was one of the first times when I would dissociate, because it was just so, dude, that would be the world ending if someone found out.
Oh, for an 8-year-old or 9-year-old? My God. Yeah, it's a big deal. So would you like, how would you hold it in your underwear? How did it not find its way to the floor? Or did it?
Well, because I've always been constipated, so it's hard. It's not going to fall. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's a small amount, and it's like a rock in your underwear. If you don't have tight underwear, that shit's going to the floor.
Oh, I did. I had tight underwear. Yeah.
So it's always stay in the diaper. It always stay in there. So were you worried? Well, I'm just saying. No. Were you worried that it would get out of the diaper and roll down your leg?
I don't remember. I don't think so.
Would you get to the bathroom fast enough to kind of deal with it?
Like I would wipe what I could up and then throw it in the toilet, but it was still stains on the fucking.
Did you throw the underwear away, or did you?
Oh yeah,
you threw it away.
Yeah, I had fucking. I just went through underwear.
And did your mom ever wonder what the fuck was going on?
She knew. There was tons of times where it was so bad I had to call her and be like, "Hey, you got to pick me up. I can't fucking. This is bad."
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, man. It started like that when I was a kid, but eventually now I don't. Bro, I'm telling you, I can go a month. It's fine.
Right. Now your body works for you.
No, yes. I know you've secured ninja status. I understand that, but I'm fascinated by the evolution to ninja.
It was a rough childhood.
Did mom ever like question what you were doing or why this was happening, or?
Looking back, I don't know why she didn't, but no, she never really said I had to do anything about it.
We need to get some therapy.
Because she's mom, she's like, oh, let me just help you. I'll fix this.
She wasn't like, you're shitting yourself too much?
She didn't even say like, this is why is this happening? She was just like, oh, it's okay. Like, I got
how
you.
Often? You had a good mom.
Yeah, she's a mom.
How often did it actually happen?
I don't know. Maybe. Shit.
That's what we're talking about.
Like over under a year. Like how many times?
No. Like month.
In a month, I wouldn't say more than once.
Once a month.
Yeah.
Okay. So mom has, she's like not paying attention. And as parents, we have denial, right? We don't want to see anything wrong. And you seem fine. You're healthy.
That's totally her.
You're thinking, oh, he's probably exerting himself. He's, he's at the YMCA. He's running around with the kids, and he'll figure it out.
Shit just happened to slip out his fucking ass again.
Well, it's not like he's filling his diaper. He just sort of just a little pinching a little loaf there for it, and it's whatever that is. I don't know. He'll outgrow it. As I'm sure what she was thinking. But what I also like about this is it's your early antisocial stuff, which is never going to go away. It's in you, and you can soften it. You can really. And I've noticed lately it's softer for some reason. Am I right on that?
My dissociation is softer?
No. You're remember the
My shit?
antisocial stuff we measured? We were doing those personality inventories.
Yeah.
And I said, look, so this is all antisocial stuff. You can't trust, and those kinds of things. And using other people to blame for your shit is part of that phenomenon, and that's the early stages of this thing.
Yeah, but you're saying what that I do that less now?
You seem softer now, yeah. Since we've been talking about it, yeah. No, I'm it's just for me.
Maybe you're just maybe I'm getting more comfortable with you. Maybe that's what it is.
That's probably it.
What do you see, Nadav?
That he's either the same or possibly worse from the last antisocial test.
Why? What's he doing?
I don't know. Just like from the move, it's just like he's like, I just got my inner circle, and we're gonna keep it like that.
Well, no, it's isolating.
Because like over the holidays, I was like, hey man, I'm having people over for Thanksgiving, because like all of us just moved here, like we don't have any family out here.
Yeah.
And then he's just like, nah, man, I don't do stuff in the holidays. I'm not, I'm straight. It was like, oh, okay,
I'm straight. I'm not gay like you. What's he saying?
I don't know. Something like he's like, you mean to tell me that people that are like friends that like don't have people to hang out with, you hang out with each other? I don't understand that concept.
You're putting into you're sticking socially avoidant into antisocial, which is not a big feature of it. He's just isolating a little bit. He doesn't want to be hassled. He's building his nest. I don't see that as the same thing at all.
But that was like for a full 2 months.
I get it. That's how he is.
Like he's way better now.
Yeah.
Like he's softened since then, but I think the holidays just no. And he should shook his head at me.
Think,
so he's saying
let
that
me,
he gets
let me,
the same.
Let me point this out. And let me just, this is for you. You tell me if I'm on to anything at all. That you have a lot of tender emotions that you hide. And I feel like we're seeing them a little bit more than we used to. Little bit.
Emotions? Man.
I saw you with a flower today. I don't think I would have seen that 2 years ago.
But that was just white.
I'm just saying, you're showing it to us a little bit.
You saw it 2 seconds after Susan dropped it off.
I'm just saying that's to me is softening. It's just softening. Where don't worry, no one's gonna say anything or do anything.
I'm not worried. But she just gave me a flower. Doesn't mean anything. I mean, like I appreciate it. It's a flower, but she got me the flower. I don't understand. I didn't ask for a flower.
Okay. I'm just. Pardon me. Excuse me. Take it all back. You're an asshole. Okay, you're an asshole. So it's okay. It's like
I can't win.
All I'm saying is the direction you're going seems healthy is all I'm saying. And I'm going to bet that will lead to some sort of relationship, like a romantic one that has more legs to it than you're used to having. That's all I'm saying. It's a good thing for you. That's all. I'm going to make a little prediction.
That's a real interesting time and thing for you to say today.
Because that's kind of happening?
Well, You don't
have to tell us anymore. Don't tell us. Bring it around next time or next week.
It was a good night.
Yeah. Good for you. Good for you. But don't freak out about it. Go slow. Be casual. Be cool. Because you get too close too fast, it's gonna freak you out. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
it already kind of freaks me out.
Yeah. But it's all right. But stay with it. Stay with it. She
got me breakfast.
Stay with it. Let me. If you start to get weird, call me. Okay? Because I'll talk you through.
Ooh, this is actually pretty sweet. Dr. Drew's gonna be your relationship sponsor.
Yeah, I'll be on call.
Okay. That's rad as shit.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because I we talked. You when we diagnosed you, when we went through all those testing and stuff.
Yeah.
You accepted it and you thought, I'd like to change some of that stuff. And I think you've been doing it. I think you've been changing some of it. So that's good. It's all good. And by the way, there's no personality characteristic unless you have a personality disorder, which I don't believe you do. Unless you have a personality disorder, all personality aspects, qualities can be their assets or liabilities. They're not all one or all the other. You know what I'm saying? So the liability with the stuff you have is it makes it hard to have close relationships. That's the big liability. It's also hard to empathize in certain situations. But the asset is you can set good boundaries and you can take care of yourself. Thus, no Thanksgiving dinner for Nadav. See? That's him just taking care of himself at the time. He's like trying to set himself up here. All right, you guys. I'm boring even you. When I was 19, I was diagnosed.
You were doing fine. You were getting under the hood, and he was finally hearing stuff he needed to hear.
He is. He's hearing. I know it's happening. I can feel it, and I hope it just keeps up because it'll be to your benefit. That's all. And these whenever people label personalities, you got to be careful because it's never all good and all bad. It's just the liability. Like, there's lots of narcissists today, right? Well, narcissism, if you're a leader and you're heading up San Juan Hill, Teddy Roosevelt, severe narcissist, severe. But it made him feel invincible and go up San Juan Hill. Now, if you're married to him, he may not empathize with you. He may not show his emotions. There may be all kinds of frustrations. It's not all good, not all bad. It's just humans.
Right. It's a time and a place for it.
We all have our shit. We all have it. And this person has anxiety disorder and panic. Here we go. Worst of it lasted about 3 years. Thankfully, the symptoms have long since passed. In the middle of a particularly bad panic attack in 2011, the world around me suddenly seemed to go out of existence. Like I was dreaming wide awake. Imagine having had a bad trip, but you're sober. It turns out I developed depersonalization, derealization. That's exactly what she's talking about. I think it's a she, yeah. Which lasted for a better part of a year. I never got a clear answer as to why that happened or exactly what occurs in the brain that triggers dissociation or why it lasts so long. It was some seriously scary shit. So, Jeans, mommy, Pej, P-E-J. Think it's a female or male? P-E-J. What do you think? I'm going to say female. Okay.
I'm going to say non-binary.
Non-binary. Okay, they. Pej, they. So I had exactly this phenomenon when I was 19. I personally had anxiety with panic and depersonalization, derealization.
Derealization? Wait, what
is that? It is the most unpleasant experience you can possibly. It's just what your body does when it's in situations that it perceives to be panic-inducing helplessness. What it is your body preparing for strike, essentially, being torn apart. When it goes, you literally, some people see themselves hovering above their body. Some people see their world down a tunnel. The really unpleasant part about it is you feel like you don't exist. Like you're looking out of a camera and there's nobody looking. It's a very weird feeling. It's very odd. And when you're young, it's extremely distressing and it makes the panic worse. So you had generalized anxiety disorder, which is something I contend with on a regular basis. I would say that the first time I realized how bad my general anxiety disorder was is when I was well into my medical career. I needed a hernia repair, and before the operation, they filled me with Versed, which is a Valium-like drug. And I remember being wheeled down the hall to surgery going, oh, this is what it feels like to be awake and not anxious. I've never experienced this before because I didn't know I was that anxious all the time. And I had lots of therapy, and my therapy, first I was mismanaged terribly, and I, like you, had this disorder for like 2 years. So what I did at the time was I got my shit together in the world. It was a time when I didn't have a lot of good sense of myself, who I was and what I was going to do, and I got at that. I got going, my science training, I got to medical school, I got these things in place that were very, very meaningful to me and gave me purpose and gave me a place in the world and helped me understand who I am. So working from the outside in can be helpful, right? So get at it, go work, do things in the world, particularly if you're a male, that tends to be very, very important. And then there's an inside out component as well, which is I did not have a very tight connection between my primary emotions that come out of your body, so-called feelings, and my experience of them. They were disconnected. And so feelings.
What do you mean by that?
Oh boy, this is hard if you've never experienced it. But a lot of people, when you're growing up, you need, like under age 8, particularly under age 5, you need a lot of face-to-face time. What happens is our bodies have feelings. We express it. We cry. We do all kinds of things when we're kids. And mom, I'm going to use mom as the paradigm, comes up to us and studies us. First thing she does is I go, what's going on? And then as soon as she gets a hint in her body of what's being experienced, she reflects it on her face with what's called a second order representation. And the child then sees that as a representation of the feeling. So, that is my feeling. That's my feeling, so I can identify it so it's not so scary. And then she offers some soothing affect alongside of that, some vocal prosody. You'll be okay. They use a sing-songy voice. Our ear tunes to that. There's all kinds of vagal nerve functions. A guy named Stephen Porges worked this all out that give us that mechanism of socio-emotional rapport, and it builds the connection between our emotions, our feelings in our body, and our second-order understanding of them and our ability to regulate them. If your parents traumatized you or if you had trauma like you and I did, you'd don't get a good connection there. And when feelings get intense, you dissociate, which is what you do, or you just have anxiety, which is what I had. And when the anxiety got bad enough, I depersonalized, which is another form of dissociation. Does that all make sense?
Yeah.
Is that all fitting?
I think if
anybody's interested in reading more of it, Stephen Porges, Peter Fonagy, Alan Shore. If you go over to my website, I have an interview with Alan Shore where he talks about this. I think it's an Ask Dr. Drew streaming show. There's many podcasts I did with Stephen Porges and Dr. Shore. And then Peter Fonagy's got some lectures online if you want to learn more about this. But it's the basic fundamentals of therapy. So when I say therapy could be helpful for you, that's the kind of shit I'm talking about. It's just that face-to-face time of building that connection of having a feeling, seeing it in somebody else, then metabolizing it and sending it back to us so we can regulate it better. Is that all making sense? We don't think about one skull anymore. We think about two skulls. It's interpersonal neurobiology. Stop worrying about one person's psychology.
Two skulls.
Two skulls. Two skulls are the answer. And lower testosterone. Here we go. Dr. and Booth Boys, I'm in the military and our doctors are notorious for refusing to prescribe most things, especially testosterone. My doc said that a healthy range is from 100 to 900. You see how big the range is? We don't know what a healthy range is. That's part of the problem. I was 350, so he refused to prescribe. Two real questions. Is the bottom end right? Yeah, the bottom end is right, but that's a population number. We don't know what the number is supposed to be for a given individual. Usually if you're up in 600 to 800, you go, well, you're in the higher end of normal, so it's probably good. When you're a 350, 400, that might be normal for you. It certainly is not a compelling reason to replace testosterone if you are a young man. Second, can you force your testosterone to lower? I really think can you force your test to lower? No, you can't. I really think testosterone would help, and advice also should discuss the type of urethroplasty that turns the penis into a hot dog that got microwaved too long. What? Let's look up urethroplasty hot dog. See, this guy's showing us something interesting. Urethroplasty hot dog. Urethroplasty just means repair of the urethra. I mean, I guess they're slicing open. They're slicing open the urethra.
No, I think he's making a joke that it was like a hot dog, so it's just
you're just slicing open the urethra. I think is what he's talking about along the long acid. There it is. There it is. The one I'll tell you, the one he's talking about is right in the middle, 3 from the left on the bottom. 1, 2, 3 down. There you go. That's what he's talking about. Hey, good times. Good times. Annie, goodbye. have a nice flight.
I should have known better than to look that up.
Well, he doesn't like medical stuff. It's interesting.
Well, we actually get sliced dicks. I don't think
you know what. I should get my friend Nicole Angemi in here to do a show with us sometime. She's a medical pathologist, and she likes showing sort of medical extremes and sort of stumping physicians with that. Does that sound interesting to you guys?
Yeah, we'd love that.
Oh, I think we should do that. Okay, so anyway, dude, you're a young man. You should not be supplementing testosterone unless you're obese or you're on medication that lower your testosterone. Low testosterone is not a diagnosis any more than fever is a diagnosis. This is, don't call me daddy again. This is I get driven crazy by this one as well as semen is in the testicles. Your the reason it's 100 to 900 is because the range of normal is quite wild. It's actually maybe 100 to 1200 in some lab ranges. It's wild what the given level should be for a given male. It's all over the place. If you're feeling low energy and low libido and that kind of stuff, mood is much more likely to be a problem. Sleep is more likely to be a problem. Exercise and weight loss, get your lean body mass better. That all is the way you deal with those kinds of symptoms. You don't take a hormone from outside. That can cause potentially. Look at all this. Look at all the bodybuilders. They're dying. They're dying a lot. Now they take massive doses of all this stuff, but it all increases shear forces on your arteries. It might change your lipid metabolism. Could increase your risk of prostate cancer. We don't know. Why do you want to do that? Why would you do that? It's unnecessary. If you are a 70-year-old man who used to have a 900 level and now it's 200 and you're feeling shitty, okay, I'd like to take testosterone, but I have prostate cancer, but I don't. And my testosterone is 850 because I get it measured all the time with my PSA. And yet I know it's not normal for me. I know that's not normal for me. I know it's off. I know really I'm probably normally 950 something. I can tell I'm not myself. But guess what? It's okay. You don't want to do this. So Everybody
so
me?
so you could feel like your level dip even if you're like 950, it goes down to 850. You feel that difference?
I think you could. I think some people can. It just you know where I really feel is when I work out. I lift heavy weights and stuff, and some of it is my joints and stuff. But the muscle metabolism is altered, and that's aging. There's other things involved in aging, but testosterone is a big feature of that. So I don't know. Just that's where I experience a lot of it. So anyway, let's hear some voice messages.
Hey, Dr. Drew, this is Dylan. I'm just checking in and seeing how you're doing. No, really. I'm actually trying to ask you a question about shit. Specifically
Brown.
hot shit. Specifically dragon ass. Specifically whenever I am having pretty much diarrhea and it's steaming hot. I mean fucking hot. What is that? Why? I mean, it's burning my asshole right now. Like, I just got out of the toilet. It is burning my asshole right now, still to this moment. 5 minutes later, could you please just give me the information, please? I'm crazy over here with this burning asshole, man. Yeah. You gotta help me, Drew.
Well,
gotta help.
Yeah.
Gotta help.
Okay, dude. All right.
I guess I'm gonna be coming up in May.
You bet.
See ya.
Okay. So I am, what I think about burning diarrhea, I normally think about capsaicin, which is a molecule it's a chemical that's in peppers and things like that and spices. And just the way it burns the mucosal lining of your mouth, right? See, the lining of your mouth and tongue is different than your skin, right? It's an external covering of your body, but it has different properties. It's more sensitive. Things can penetrate, and capsaicin is one of those things. And your asshole's very similar. That part of your asshole, at least down sort of in the anal verge area, is very similarly sensitive. It's not really colon. It's between skin and colon. It's a different kind of tissue. And now what's interesting is sometimes people get burning just from a bacterial diarrhea, I think. And you know what? That is just from irritation. Because the diarrhea irritates as it comes out, and you can get sort of inflammation there, and so everything going through kind of hurts. So that's it. And by the way, cortisone cream, 1% cortisone cream you get over the counter can be helpful for that. Another one.
Hey, what's up, guys? I just wanted to call in to talk about this weird feeling I get whenever I draw blood or something's injected into me. I'm sitting in the parking lot right now, just got my blood drawn. But, I can't stop laughing.
Oh, that's interesting.
I just sit out here in the parking lot and have, a weird little giggle fit to myself and this weird, sensation down my spine. I was I don't know if that's just me trying to deal with the trauma, because I'm not really scared of needles. It doesn't hurt or anything, but whenever someone draws my blood or I get stuff injected into my veins, I just get this weird feeling of I don't know. It's almost like a euphoric sensation, but it'll make me giggle and laugh and talk uncontrollably. So
giddy. Makes you giddy.
I don't know. Maybe I'm weird, or maybe there's a reason for it, but I'm interested to know. So keep mine tight. Don't call me daddy.
It is interesting. I always am talking about the autonomic nervous system on the show, right? The sympathetic, parasympathetic. Right. And when something violates your body, it activates that nervous system. And some people get a sudden drop in their blood pressure. And that giddiness, I suspect, is the low blood pressure. And the feeling down the spine is your body increasing your vascular tone to try to bring that blood pressure back up. But the giddiness is some sort of unique property of your brain or your central nervous system. I don't know if it's the activation that causes a tickling sensation internally. That would be sort of a parasympathetic phenomenon. Or whether or not it's the actual lowering of the blood pressure suddenly that's making you what's literally encephalopathic. You're sort of not in your right mind, and part of that is being giddy.
Is it possible that it's just he's actually way more freaked out about needles than he thought? And this is just a defense mechanism?
No, because fear is more of a conscious experience. This is just his body's autonomic response to having something violated.
But I know when I've gone through stuff say for example, you almost get into a car accident. You're like, holy shit, that car was in my blind spot and I didn't see him.
Yes.
My reaction sometimes is just to start laughing uncontrollably, or if bad shit happens to me medically, I just start laughing.
So you're kind of the same thing. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know whether that has psychological properties to it. I don't think so. It feels biological. But it's much like when you lower someone's oxygen, they can get giddy, right? Giddiness is kind of a certain thing where they get sort of talkative and chuckly, and giggly. And low oxygen is how you do that. And so when your blood pressure drops in low oxygen to the brain, you can get giddiness. Interesting. Do we have a young lady with a question? I miss. It's in all males today, it seems like, which is great. I love you guys, but I need a little female to mix it up. While you're looking for it,
I got you, lady.
Okay, all right.
Hi, Dr. Drew.
Hi.
I am a 24-year-old female, and I'm watching your last episode with the lovely Miss Pinsky, who mentioned that she can masturbate 1 to 2 times a day, and another female caller mentioned she can masturbate 3 to 4 times a day. I'm calling because I'm a little concerned, as I can only masturbate like once every 7 to 10 days. Otherwise, my clit goes completely numb or becomes painful. So I guess my question is, how do I rejuvenate my clit nerves so that I can whack off more? Do I ice it? Is there any medication or supplement I can take? Thank you so much. Piss on me, beat me.
God, I love her. You're comparing yourself to the superstar athletes, right? You're playing. You're in Little League, and you're comparing yourself to the majors. Those. And I didn't. By the way, that was new information on my wife right here, right now. To quote RPC.
So that was news to you.
That was news to me.
That's cool.
And believe me, it was not like that till she got on testosterone replacement. She was much like you. Did she give her name, this caller?
No.
She was very much like you. In fact, we've had multiple conversations about that since her last appearance here, about that very issue. And she has been saying things like how did you had patience, and how did you hang in there? And I told her I saw potential for a world-class athlete there. And lo and behold, get the right replacement therapies going, and it's on. You could argue that might be she may be on too high a dose a little bit, and she has messed around with her dosing a little bit, and all that activity goes down. And women are so interesting. It's like whatever their body's doing is just what is. You know what I mean? It's like we do a lot of thinking about our stuff. We have a lot of shame and a lot of guilt and a lot of weirdness about what we're doing as men. They don't have that particularly. What they worry about is that they're normal, that their performance is up to par. And our caller here, it's perfectly normal, perfectly great. You're fine. It's fine. As you have more estrogen, you get more receptivity and more total body. I talked earlier about the body being the total receptacle of sexual stimulation, and it's not all down in the genitalia. And as you get more progesterone and more testosterone, some women progesterone, others it shuts things down, you tend to get more sort of focused on genitalia. And testosterone, it turns out, is what drives masturbation. The drive to masturbate, the drive to orgasm is a testosterone-mediated phenomenon. And you just have less of that right now. That's fine. You're fine. You're fine. Be careful. The only thing about your call that I would say is cautionary is you can desensitize the clitoris if you're really using a high level of stimulation with a heavy duty vibrator of some type. So maybe try softer, easier measures, because part of what your complaint was that you're desensitized for a while, and really the only way to be sure the desensitization doesn't persist is a good break in between. So you're doing exactly the right thing.
I see. So you think that she's just beating it up too crazy during your sessions?
Maybe. And once a week is not abnormal or whatever. That's not out of range. That's not like, oh my God, you have low libido. No, you've been comparing yourself to the upper range. And again, little did I know that I was living with a world-class athlete. So there's more of the secretiveness of women. Hey, what's up, Chomos? My name is Blaine. I'm a 31-year-old male. For as long as I can remember, I've had occasional pimples right on my sack. They are plenty painful and usually go away with a day or two. Is there something to be worried about? I work out regularly, shower only, baby powder, keep the sweat under control. Any tips for clearing this up would be helpful. Piss on me, beat me. Touch my camera through the fence. Touch my camera through the fence has been extremely active these days, and people love that one again. I wonder if maybe next show we revisit that just so I can just have it in my quiver. But these are common, particularly in and around adolescence, young adulthood. Be careful. They will rupture kind of spontaneously on their own. Hot compresses help them when they occur and help them come and rupture. You can get remember Fournier's gangrene? Want to show me that again?
No, it's
Make sure
it's your dick rotten off, right?
Yeah, is it Fournier's Gang? Am I getting the name right?
It's the Harvey Weinstein. It's what Harvey Weinstein.
Well, just double check for me, Fournier's Gang. You don't have to show me a picture. Just make sure I'm getting the name right.
Yeah.
Sometimes my confidence is low. Fournier's Gangrene. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, it comes right up. Okay, yeah, Fournier's Gang. And obviously, if it gets infected, you can then get the whole scrotum infected, and that's a problem. So you have to watch it when you get these things. Most of them do not turn out to be that.
Or is it possible to, because I think he said that he works out a lot, is it possible this might be a staph infection? Or?
Well, they are kind of little staph infections, but I they could be strep too, and it's just these are common. They're not truly zits. They're sort of carbuncles or furuncles.
Like things you can't pop.
You shouldn't pop because then you can get them infected. But they do pop, and they usually pop on their own and clear. And for whatever reason, they're common, and our body clears them, and it doesn't usually end up Fournier's gangrene unless you're diabetic. Then you should be talking to your doctor about these things. Give me some TikToks. Just a couple to clear my palate before I go. Is this like tickling torture? What is that? What happened?
I don't really know.
Give me another one. I cannot figure that out. A bag of looks like gallstones and somebody being tickled. I don't.
And then a buried treasure. Of
no.
No.
I don't have time for this. Okay, here we go. Huh? Uh-oh. He's gonna throw up. Wow. Well, that's health there. This guy can barely walk. His hips and back are so bad, and yet does he not have a left arm? Is that why he's just using his right arm?
He might have lost that to the beatus. Nope, there it is.
He has both arms.
Yep, he's got it. He's just all the way back since in a power position.
That looks like the most useless exercise I've ever seen. It literally, I can see nothing except back injury there. All right, another one. Give me another one. Oh, I like this. Somebody running backwards down a stadium with a dog chasing it. Amphitheater, yeah.
We got it, dude. You're in shape.
That was well done. I like that. That look. I've never seen anybody do that, but that seems like a really great. You have to. As you get older, you worry about your balance, and that looks like a great way to improve balance. I'll tell you what.
That might have been the only time I wish that this was going to turn into a horrible or hilarious.
Do you have any horrible or hilarious?
Not in this batch, but I think we'll have a good one for you on the next one.
So given that I'm clawing my way back to my original identity away from your mom's house, you're going to make sure you squash that?
Of course. Yeah, that's my job.
Okay. Shall we wrap it up right here?
That sounds good.
All right, let's do it. Thank you, guys. Booth Boys, thank you for all you do for me, and thank you for being open and honest and present today. Very interesting talking to you guys. Thank you for the emails. They are amazing. I have many more to go on upcoming shows. We will have a surprise visit from Mrs. Pinsky in here along the way. I'm not going to tell you when, but she is a freaking content machine. I just made notes just from this morning, and it's already a full page. Oh, and she wants me to always. This is her project. These are Dr. Drew bobbleheads. You get them at drdrew.com/store, I think. She is /shop. Thank you. And she is extremely. This is her project. She's very proud of it. She wants to make some bobbleheads of the Booth Boys. So you may see that soon enough. I think that'd be awesome. But keep everything coming. The voicemails at 818-253-1693, at the emails at drdrewafterdark@gmail.com. We appreciate you guys. We love being part of your mom's house. Thank you. We'll see you next time.
All conversations and information exchanged during participation in the Dr. Drew After Dark podcast or interaction on the drdrew.com website is intended for educational and entertainment purposes only. Do not confuse this with treatment or physician medical advice or direction per se. You must always follow your medical professional's advice and direction. Nothing on these podcasts or posted on this site supplements or supersedes the relationship and direction of your medical caretakers. Please understand, I am not playing the role of physician in this environment per se. I'm educating. I am a licensed physician with specialty boards in American Board of Internal Medicine and American Board of Addiction Medicine.